like, oh no, I've got to go run a marathon on Friday because I gained 5 pounds on Thursday.
Yeah. So Thanksgiving. We're going to talk about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is this Thursday for us. When this podcast comes out, it's today.
Oh, there you go. So, like, yeah, we're very festive and topical and sweet. Like, almost like we planned this or something. I don't know.
Um, so quick recap of um upcoming things. We're going to be doing more nutrition and fitness episodes in the future, but because today is a special day, it's a special day for this podcast to come out. We're going to talk about today, Thanksgiving.
But as we've discussed, like, apparently a lot of our listenership is outside of the U.S., so they're probably wondering what the hell we're doing right now.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something that's equivalent in other places to Thanksgiving. I don't know what it is because I live in America and I'm boxed in. But
Yeah, like a true American, you only follow America.
hey,
That's
man, I follow plenty of stuff that happens in the world, but usually it's tied to America somehow. Uh, for instance, the World Cup has started, and America's doing typical America soccer things. Not very good at it.
you lost me at World Cup. That's so like, no, even though I think it's funny because like I'm not a huge soccer fan. I've tried to get into it, have a degree in physical education, had to do a whole soccer class. Like I respect the hell out of it. I do think they are like the greatest athletes on the face of the planet. Like it's insane to play on that size of a pitch. There you go. I know that term. It's not field, it's pitch. Like for 90 minutes and run like they do. It's fantastic. I can't get into it. And my
Especially
main
the midfielders, man. Those guys are
dude, it's insane. And like my main issue are the people who love soccer and then shit on baseball because they talk about, oh, I love soccer, but baseball's boring. I'm like, no, I didn't watch a nil-nil game and then a tie that was a friendly that had no extra time. But
yeah.
like, so I will shit on the other side of the aspect. I saw people on my Facebook feed the other day that were not soccer fans. They clearly did not have the respect of it that I do, even though I don't like it. And it was for like, oh, I don't like any game that can end in a tie. And I'm like, but you're an NFL football fan. like,
Maybe those
like,
games are
yeah, like, amend that argument. Like,
I mean, they have overtime in NFL, and hopefully somebody wins. But recently, like with the rule changes in the NFL, like you could definitely get a tie.
not even recently. Like, it's been like forever that you can get a tie in the NFL. Like, it's like,
Yeah,
give me the dogs, go dogs.
yeah, go dogs! Yeah, we are still undefeated. So I will post a beam on Saturday, which I love to post every year about some good old fashioned hate.
The North Avenue Trade School. That's yeah. It's
It it's from Mad Men. It's Don Draper in an elevator. This guy is standing in the elevator. Don Draper gets in the elevator, and the guy says, "You know, I feel bad for you." And John Draper looks at him and says, "I don't even think about you." It's like oh, bird. And then like Don Draper, like the elevator doors open and Don Draper just walks away. And you never see that guy again in the episode, like in any episodes, like he's gone forever. um, which is similar. I did hear one time that they referenced the University of Georgia in their graduation speeches, which I was like, that's interesting because we never do. Because somebody asked me about it, like, you guys talk about Georgia Tech in your graduation speeches? It's like, no. And then they showed me a clip of somebody talking about Georgia in there. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because we have like so many other rivalries, like actual rivalries that are competitive. But
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it is the unfortunate side of being in the heart of the state for them, like being there in Atlanta, and their fan base is like only there in Atlanta. So they
right,
want to hear about Georgia all day long. Um, but outside of that, it's Thanksgiving Day, so there are other special things that happen on Thanksgiving. Is Survivor Series happening on Thanksgiving still?
no, like it's still like you act like it's still 1988. No, like Survivor Series traditionally always been after that, like the Sunday after Thanksgiving. So yeah, it is still this Sunday. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. So I mean, it's still like you're still building to the the Survivor Series.
So we got WWE Survivor Series. We've of course got a lot of the rivalry games, including Georgia Tech. Yeah, so
Right. That's the
fun
Saturday.
weekend. Yeah.
But there are a couple of NFL games on Thanksgiving traditionally, and there's also a basketball game on
Yep.
Thanksgiving.
Always the Lions, always the Cowboys playing home games.
Yeah. So either way, there are plenty of things that happen on Thanksgiving. Things that you should not be worried about is really the food that you're eating.
Absolutely. Like, yeah, like kind of what sparked this was me like hearing the number of people that will go, every year you always hear, I gained 5 pounds on Thanksgiving. You gained 5 pounds. That's really impressive. Because like if you use the old antiquated out of date, like obviously it's much more complicated than this, and I'm sure you'll dive even further into it, but the 3,500 calories equals 1 pound of body fat. Like that's much more complicated than that. But think about like to eat in excess to gain 5 pounds of actual body fat in one day, or even in one meal. Like that's people talking about Thanksgiving. In one meal I ate so much that I gained 5 pounds.
Yeah.
No.
There's an interesting, so not even in the same thought, but we were talking about you gain amount of fat. There is like the bioelectrical impedance scales. A lot of them have like a plus minus 4%. And if you are better hydrated, it will switch the scale. Like the percent will increase or decrease appropriately, or not appropriately, but inappropriately. I have a friend of mine who's a personal trainer in another state. And he put up a video of him standing on one of these bioimpedance ones. So he stands on it. The person's videoing him standing on it, says his body fat percentage. He steps off, chugs 1 liter of water, right? That's a lot of water. But either way, goes back, steps on it, said he had 4% more body fat. Like, that's not true. Like he just drank a liter of water.
All those calories in that water. Oh, what's
Right? Yeah.
big water not telling us about the number of calories? I'm gonna start dehydrating myself because it's so unhealthy. I'm gonna start that Twitter hashtag while Twitter still exists.
Either way, so that's I don't think that's one of the things that I think a lot of people get hung up on. A lot of times is the scale, and I tell people all the time. We've talked about it on this podcast here before. The scale is a tool in your toolbox. It's not something you want to stick by or stand by. There's 2 modes of thought. You can weigh yourself every day. You can weigh yourself once a week. Everybody's a little bit different there. But on the other side of it, for the holidays, it's okay if you take a break. You heard it here first. Franchise Nutrition Fitness said it's okay for you to take a break from your diet or your exercise routine.
Yeah, I've worked with so many clients, past and present, that get so worried about like today, like with Thanksgiving. Hey, we're acting like we're recording today, right? Like they get so hung up on like, oh God, what am I gonna do to actually stay on track today? And I go, nothing. Like there are some small strategies which we'll talk about in just a second, but ultimately enjoy the day. Like if you tell me that I can't have some of my favorite foods that I'm in a social gathering once a year, kill me. That sounds awful. Like, but like you're not going to derail if you've put 364 days of progress in. You're not going to derail it with one day. And if you do, let me know where that Thanksgiving get together is because I want to come eat the food because that sounds amazing. If you manage to gain back and cut out all the progress that you've made throughout the entire year.
Yeah. So real fast, we have 9 tips for happier, healthier, quote unquote, Thanksgiving. Remember, healthiest relationship with food. It's not the food itself. But so what we've been talking about so far really is tip number 1, which is focus on the people rather than the food. Right. So Thanksgiving is about in America, we're being thankful that we got together with Native Americans, the indigenous people here, and we were able to feed ourselves. That's what we're celebrating every year here in America. So one of the things, be thankful for the people that are around you. Like if it wasn't for them, that's your support and accountability outside our Franchise Nutrition and Fitness. Like we provide the support and accountability for you for your nutrition and fitness program. But on that day, those are the people that are supporting you all the other times. Right. So enjoy the time with them. Sometimes as time is limited, here, and so this is time that you get to be with them one-on-one. So enjoy it. Focus on that. Eat to your heart's desire.
Yeah, the food's an afterthought. Like it's part of coming together around it. It's not necessarily the be all end all of it. So yeah, so speaking of food, so that second tip is, when you're gonna eat those veggies, prepare them by drizzling some olive oil and roast them. Like, you don't have to like smother everything with cheese and sauces and casserole it up. Like, man, you season different types of veggies and put a little olive oil on it and just roast them, bake them, whatever. Like, they're insanely good. Like, I love sticking every veggie I can in my air fryer. I held off so long for buying an air fryer, and then a couple of years ago, finally got one. I was like, oh my God, this is like the most versatile kitchen utensil I have.
You have a small one or a big one? Like, how big is your air fryer?
And God, I don't even remember how big. It's still not big enough. Like I went, because the first one I bought, I was like, I'm not gonna like this. I'll get a small one. I was like, I love this. Then I bought a bigger one, and it's still not big enough because I want like four of them in my kitchen, just line them up because I'm like, I want to roast the meat and roast my veggies and roast my carbohydrate and roast everything at the same time, like in the air fryer.
So we don't have an air fryer. We just use an oven. But what we had Thanksgiving thing at my kids' preschool today, and my wife made sweet potatoes, chopped sweet potatoes, drizzled in olive oil, drizzled with Parmesan cheese and a light coating of breadcrumbs and Italian seasoning. Baked. Boom. That's it. I mean, you could still like you could barely tell there was breadcrumbs or cheese on it. Like, I mean, it's obviously got some Italian season on there and it's a sweet potato, but I mean, absolutely delicious. It doesn't have to be loaded like Matt was saying with cheese and all the other things. There's a little bit of cheese, like I said, Parmesan. Um, but if you're going, so this is tip number 3. If you're going to a party and it's a potluck kind of thing or a carry-in for those of you that are further up north than here, um, bring something with you that is a fruit or a vegetable. Like, that it's going to be, if there's no other fruit at the party, you just brought it. If there's no other vegetables at the party, you just brought it. So if you're really, really worried, you can bring that and that'll help balance out the rest of your plate. Then one of the other tips, going for the meat. All right. If you're going to get your turkey, you're going to get ham. If you're getting ham, there's probably no skin. Let's just be honest. Ham's probably just like a leg that's been already cut. Or a shoulder, maybe. Pins. I don't know. But if you're getting turkey, try to get the breast with no skin. The highest number of fat calories from a turkey is going to be right in that part with the skin, and then also in the darker meat. But if you get the lighter meat like the turkey breast, you're going to be fine. And if you are in a typical American household of typical traditional Thanksgiving dishes, there's plenty of fat everywhere else.
Yep, yeah, I consider that fat a more fun dish than
Yeah.
just eating the skin of the turkey.
Put some gravy on your turkey, boom, there's probably fat in there.
And like I like to save my calories for other stuff. Like alcohol. Like we talk plenty about alcohol within this podcast, but you also want to make sure that you're not drinking too much and not over consuming your calories because you got plenty of the calories coming from solid food. So consider alternating. You grab that beer, grab the glass of wine, and have a glass of water after it. Stay hydrated, because if you start a little tipsy, those inhibitions go down. You start making poor choices. That includes poor food choices, stuff you weren't planning on eating. So making sure you're staying nice and hydrated while you're enjoying the game. And if you're like me and having to be in social situations around other people, you're going to want to grab some booze to hang out. So.
Like, literally, my in-laws are here now, and they went to the grocery store today, and the primary thing they went searching for was beer. Right, so it's not like, do you need beer for Thursday? Let's go get it today. And it was all sold out. Like, they're like, stuff they were looking for was not available there. So they only got like 1 6-pack out of like the 5 they were searching for. So obviously it's a very boozy holiday here where I live. But just going back and forth, like Matt said, that also saves you the hangover that's gonna that could possibly come from consuming too much alcohol on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because you got another drinking day with, some college football on Saturday, another drinking day with NFL football on Sunday. Save it a little bit.
Yeah, NFL Sunday and also Survivor Series,
There
right?
you go.
It's plenty of
We've
drinking.
been we've been talking a lot of WWE lately. Are we anchoring for jobs? Like, cause I'm not. You coming back into it? Like,
No. Somebody did ask me the other day when they're asking about like all the fitness posts and stuff that I've been doing. They're like, "Are you going to go back?" I was like, "No, I don't think you understand what the goal is here. Like, I did not. My goal was not to get back into wrestling shape. My goal is to lift a total of 900 pounds." um, but then, so the other tip, which could be our last tip here for Thanksgiving.
but is that we didn't do 9, did we? You said we were gonna do 9.
Oh, it didn't. Yeah. So fill your plate, half your plate with a non-starchy vegetable. So like start with the salad, then add things up. Um, Try to pick only one dessert. So that's 2 tips right there, real fast. With
Yeah,
that's
I'm big on prioritizing what you want anyway. Like, I like to try to go in with a game plan of like, okay, what do I actually care more about? Like, I'd rather have, a beer than one of the starchy sides. I'd rather have pumpkin pie than some of the, a lot of the other desserts. So actually going in and going, this is what I truly, really want. I'll get the most satisfaction out of. Because to me, there's nothing worse than grabbing a food that, quote, deviates from my eating plan and really not enjoying it, going, oh, that was 500 calories I really didn't enjoy that much of. So I like to go, hey, I enjoyed every bite of that pumpkin pie.
yeah, it's kind of like an intuitive eating approach, You had your whole meal, take a break, go pick out your dessert, get one dessert, have that, take a break. Are you really still hungry? Do you really want more food? I mean, maybe you want more food, but maybe your body's just settling in. Like you've had so much to consume, like you're distended. Do you really want to put more food in there? It's probably gonna make you uncomfortable. So, like, at that point in time, I would tell quick anecdote. This legitimately happened. I think it was 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. Thanksgiving, went to my parents' house, had all this food. My sister made this awesome dessert. I was supposed to share the dessert with my wife. I did not. I ate the whole thing, and entire ride home, I was completely uncomfortable. And my wife just made fun of me the whole time. She's like, "Yeah, you should have only had half of it. You said you're only gonna have half of it, but you ate the whole thing." So don't be Ryan.
No,
Only
you deserved every bit of that.
um,
And then the last tip, I think we've done all of them. So if we don't know how to count, sorry, we know how to count within reps and, and macronutrients, but
yeah,
we don't do good with lists. So the last one I actually posted about this the other day on the Facebook page is be active. One of my favorite things is Thanksgiving morning. I'm always very thankful for my physical health. I get up and the first thing I do is I head to the gym just because it's like, hey, I'm thankful that I have another year that I'm able to do this, that my body allows me to do this, and then I'm ready to sit down and I feel okay mentally with being kind of a glutton the rest of the day and kind of lazy. And then also just taking a little walk to aid with digestion after the meal. Like you don't have to sit there, like the game will still be on. You're good. Go take a little walk, get outside, throw a football around for a second, whatever it is that your family and your friends enjoy doing together on Thanksgiving. That's a little physically active.
yeah. And we've mentioned this before in our previous podcasts because somebody actually asked me for the paper about it. But what Matt's referencing there is a paper that says if you go for a 15-minute walk within 45 minutes of finishing the meal, right? So let's say you finish your Thanksgiving dinner at like 7, right? So you started at 6, took you a whole hour to get through all the
Oh,
food.
you're a late Thanksgiving person. I'm earlier in the day. All
Oh, I have no idea. I'm just
right. You're just
typical.
anecdotal.
Yeah, I'd say a typical dinner time for us is around 6 o'clock. So Thanksgiving might be different because we're like off. But let's say you get done at 7. By 7:45, if you've taken a 15-minute walk during that period of time, that will help bring down your fasting blood glucose. So if you struggle with controlling your blood sugar or A1C, just going for a 15-minute walk after your meal can help with that. And that applies to like all meals. Like you could go for a 15-minute walk within 45 minutes of breakfast, you go for a 15-minute walk within the 45 minutes of lunch and dinner. Boom, at that point in time, you've gotten over 30 minutes of exercise in a day by going for those 3 walks, total of 45 minutes. But that's also going to continue to help control your blood glucose and help with digestion and all those things too.
You always love doing it, yeah, after lunch especially. Like it's great. Go for a walk because it does everything you just mentioned. Plus, I'm ready for the second half of the workday. The blood's pumping a little bit. I've moved. I'm ready to sit for a little bit longer. So I don't think there's anything that's a negative to being able to take a walk after a meal.
Yeah, Matt mentioned, that he goes to the gym. And this Thanksgiving today, by the time this podcast is posted, I've probably halfway or completed a 5K. Um, so you guys out there, what are some of your fitness activities that you do on Thanksgiving? Right? Are you just going for a walk? I can guarantee you that after that 5K, I'm probably going to go for like 2 more walks in a day because I'm probably going to have a massive lunch and a massive dinner. So
Yeah, I'm gonna get up, hit my workout, yeah, and then still go for a little walk, and enjoy hopefully some nice weather. Like, yeah, tell us what are you gonna do, and what are you thankful for? Because we're of course very thankful for every person that listens to this podcast. We're very thankful for everybody who signed up for meet and greet. We're very thankful for everybody who takes the time to work with Franchise Nutrition and Fitness and continue doing so into the holidays and into 2023. So, what are you thankful for, Ryan?
oh man. Uh Outside of the things that you listed there, Matt, I would say that I am eternally grateful for Jesus dying on the cross for me and all my family and friends and all of you people out there. And then also uh my wife, my kids, my immediate family, my extended family, all of their support help get us here to Franchise Nutrition and Fitness. And so
Absolutely.
that
I'm thankful that we got thrown together randomly in a tag team,
right,
became
yeah,
friends so many
like
years ago to do this, like just
all
this
of my
random
life.
happening.
Yeah. Um, I honestly, people will talk about regrets often. I live in a time of no regrets because if I regretted something and I wanted to go back and change it, then I wouldn't be here right now doing what I'm doing right now.
Always feel the same way. I've had that conversation actually recently that like you think you go back in time and go, okay, well, 10 years ago I could have changed this, but it wouldn't have made me the person I am today. So I'm thankful for the trials and tribulations that have led us here professionally doing this, and thankful for everything personally and the support network I have and good friends, yourself included, and thankful again for my physical health, for my emotional health, for my mental health, and thankful to keep going on and doing this fun thing known as life.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be really enjoyable. We talked about it. We joked about it the other day. Maybe we'll finally get our opportunity to do a Wade Boggs challenge. I'll just walk around a white T-shirt on Thanksgiving and just strike up how many beers I've had. Probably not because my wife will look at me crooked. So it's
So
like
your support network's different than mine. I feel like I'm surrounded by enablers. So I will walk around with a white T-shirt and see if I can have 23 beers on Thanksgiving.
Wade Boggs rolling in his grave right now.
I hope everybody that listens to this podcast watches It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia because otherwise they have no clue what we're talking about,
Right.
which
Yeah.
makes it even better, probably.
Man, it's like that promo we did that one time that was all Anchorman quotes. Like that was
Yes.
that
And
quote.
the only person in the building that knew what we were talking about was my then future wife, now ex-wife. So, God, that's how long ago that promo was.
Oh, good times. Either way, happy Thanksgiving to all of you people out there. One thing we definitely want you to remember while you're out there, maximize every bite.
And maximize every rep. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving. Maximize the time with your family. Don't worry about the food.